Hello everyone, welcome to this edition of The Loop. I'm James Spencer, Vice President and Dean of Moody Distance Learning. As many of you know, I'll be transitioning to a new role at the Institute, Vice President and Dean of Moody Bible Institute, where I'll oversee the undergraduate programs at our residential campuses in Chicago and in Spokane. As I kind of transition out of MDL, I thought it'd be important for me to address an issue that we've been just trying to implement over the past several years, and that is the issue of instructor performance and expectations in the classroom. As all of you are aware, MBIDL has really tried to ramp up the amount of interaction that faculty have with students. We've also tried to codify a bit and make a little bit more consistent the interactions that you have with students in the classroom. We've implemented training for online instructors, and we've been asking even those who have taught with us for many years online to take that training and to go through it. And that has been well received for the most part. We've not heard a lot of complaints from people. It seems like faculty are really excited to participate, that they're interested in learning how to do online instruction even better than they do currently. And we've seen some really great results from it. We use our student satisfaction surveys as sort of an initial barometer for what that looks like. And so we're pleased to see those student satisfaction numbers continue to increase and improve and stay above that 4.0 on a 5.0 scale. It tells us that what we're doing is being noticed by the students, that what we're doing is appreciated by the students, and that we're moving in the right direction. There is a dynamic, however, that I understand that as we change, as we ask people to change the way that they've done things for a long time, that can be difficult. And so I appreciate those of you who have been flexible and have been willing to change. I also appreciate those of you who have given us good feedback about why you do the things you do in the classroom and how you do them. We do have in-class mentors to kind of get a better on-the-ground look what's going on in courses and the types of interactions that sometimes we can't see when we are looking at the broad data. And I just want to give you kind of a better sense of why we're doing what we're doing, what it looks like, what we're trying to do in this whole endeavor, and give you some suggestions on how you may feed back into that. First, what we're really trying to do, as I mentioned in a previous video, we want the students really interacting with the instructors, not just interacting with the content. Moody has for a long time been in correspondence education. Correspondence education is an excellent mode of education. And when we got into online, our online courses were built off that correspondence model. Students would read, and there were discussion boards, but there was a lower level of interaction required, and it certainly wasn't required consistently from our faculty in our courses. As we've redesigned the curriculum, moved to an 8-week format, and taken a leaner approach to course design, we did that with the intention that the instructors would actually be able to instruct. And we feel, and we felt, and we do still feel, that we have an excellent group of adjunct faculty, that you do a wonderful job, that all of you have the talent and the knowledge to really instruct and guide students in the disciplines that we're teaching, but also in some of the practical ministry experience areas that we want them trained in. And so we'd be foolish not to want them to interact with you. Some of the more consistent standards we put into place have been to help manage student expectations so that as they go through their coursework, they're not always adapting to a new professor as much as they're really taking the time to be able to learn the content that we're asking them to learn, to develop the skills that we're asking them to develop, and to be able to think through the material that is being presented. Removing an obstacle like just having to adapt to multiple professors and figure out what the new expectations for a new class are really does help online students as they're going across their program, because it does give them a sense that, oh, as I'm entering into this new course, this new place, this new program, whatever it is, I understand and I get the expectations that are on me, and I understand to some degree how this instructor is going to be interacting with me. I understand those mechanisms, it's consistent, I don't have to relearn how to relate to an instructor. That's really key and important in what we're doing. The other thing that we're doing is really we're just trying to help students get through this program with a minimum amount of static. I think of it like walking down a hallway with a lot of construction. Will you be able to get down the hallway? Absolutely, you'll be able to get down the hallway, but you're going to have to watch for the wet paint on the wall. You're probably going to have to watch from tripping over buckets that are standing in the middle of the hallway. You may have to watch for loose boards or tile. You may be dodging some construction workers, but you'll make it down the hall. It's much easier for us just to walk down a hallway that's already been constructed, that you don't have to dodge the paint, that you don't have to worry about slipping on a loose tile or a trowel that's been left out. You don't have to dodge construction workers. That's the idea that we're going for with some of these faculty training initiatives. The other thing we're doing is we're just trying to provide a framework for how we can better instruct students. So overall, as you walk through this, we understand that you are sort of our frontline folks in working with students. You're the frontline folks in really representing us to the students, and you're the people who are actually doing the instruction. Now, most of our instructional quality team and the folks who are writing the policies have been involved in online instruction. That involvement does not mean that we represent every instructor, does not mean that we understand everything about instruction or that we've taught every course in the curriculum. And so your feedback is always welcome and helpful as we rethink policies and procedures, as we redevelop training, as we work through what this online education thing at Moody really needs to look like. We're willing to make changes. Those changes have to go through a process of change. We're a big institution. We're managing a lot of folks. And so we do appreciate your feedback, and we would ask that you would be gracious in your critiques. and just remember that we're not trying to systematically hurt you somehow. We are just trying to develop a system where students can walk through this program, learn what they need to learn, develop their character, and go out into ministry and really serve the world for Christ. And that's the goal. So we appreciate your participation with us in this. We ask that you would just continue to participate, and we thank all of you for the way that you have responded to our renewed interest in instruction and our renewed initiatives related to instruction. I trust that even after I transition out, that MBIDL will continue to emphasize instruction as the cornerstone of our online education programs. So thank you again. God bless.